Hi, everybody. It's episode 616 of PodQuest.
Hey.
Ooh, 616.
It's the Prime Marvel universe.
It's the MCU universe.
I hate that. It's Wednesday, June 3rd, 2026. I am Chris. With me is Druten
Hello.
and Walnut.
Yeah, I'm here.
And yeah, it's the Marvel episode. We're going to talk about, I guess, technically one Marvel thing.
I mean, are we really going to talk about, okay, because there were two Marvel things in that state of play.
Yeah,
So
the
I
other one
guess
doesn't
we
matter.
will talk about one of the Marvel things.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a new week. We're here. Disney movies exist from pre-show. I got absolutely nothing else. Do you guys want to just get into it?
Yeah, I mean, it's just been slow weeks for us, I guess. So we'll just
had a lot going on outside of doing other stuff, and I've still been reading a ton of comics, but I haven't really hit on I've read some really good ones, but nothing that I want to spend time talking about, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
outside of the two contents I'm talking about, I've just been sorting Magic the Gathering cards. That's basically the free time thing I've been doing. So
fucking nerd.
Yeah.
But Rich, what's on the agenda?
On the agenda, Drew took some time away from his Magic cards to go to a concert. Surprise, surprise. In
Did he
Philly.
take time away, or did he take time away from his concerts to organize Magic cards?
You know what? That's probably more so what it is. Then we all should have watched 1997's version of 12 Angry Men. And then Cobb, you've been playing the new Batman Legacy of the Dark. Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark game, and then there was a state of play that I'm sure we've got some stuff to say about it that we'll talk about.
Yeah. So Drew, how's the new venue edition? I guess we'd call it at Xfinity Live over in Philly.
Yeah, it was neat. So they put a new bigger stage outside of the back of Xfinity Live, or Stateside Live, I think it's called now.
Oh, right. It's got a new name, and meanwhile, the Wells Fargo is now the Xfinity Mobile Center or something fucking stupid like that.
But it was neat. They also did so they put a big stage. They have a little turf area in front of it. Then there's the existing walkway. I was trying to look at the Google Maps satellite and see if I could tell what they changed exactly, and I'm I have no idea. I don't know if they got rid of a little bit of the parking lot that used to be next to it to put, because they also then across from the stage put a big 2-tier bar thing that the upstairs, at least for the opening night event, was blocked off for VIP people, and all the news stations had cameras set up there when we got there before the band started and all. But it was nice, and it was a real nice day for an outdoor concert.
Because it was last Friday, right?
Friday, yeah, it was 70 degrees.
Yeah, it was really
or
nice.
Whatever. Bayside was real good. Mayday Parade was good. I know 2 Mayday Parade songs. They're fine.
They put on a good live show. I've by happenstance have seen them quite a few times, and they're very good live.
And I enjoyed Taking Back Sunday, but 1, it was free. 2, I know what I'm getting into when I'm going to see Taking Back Sunday at this point.
Yeah.
Adam is Adam. If you go into a Taking Back Sunday show and expect it to sound exactly like the recorded stuff, you're crazy. It's
I heard
well
he
known.
sounded better than he has recently.
He sounded better than a clip I had seen earlier in the week, but if someone told me, oh boy, he sounded like shit and I hated it, I'm not gonna argue with it.
Yeah, dude. And I never saw Taking Back Sunday back in the day, but from everything I've heard people say, he was never a good live singer. He was just entertaining.
Yeah.
And he's a little less entertaining than he used to be because now he's in his 40s and can't do stupid shit on stage to the same level that he used to.
Right.
He was one of those dudes that climb the fucking barricades and shit.
Exactly. Yeah. He still does the mic swing.
I mean, he has to. If he ever stops doing that, then
shit.
No one's going to go see the live shows anymore.
Yeah. I do think this might be the first time they're doing a full tour with both Fred and John.
Really?
Yeah. Because Fred was only in the band when John wasn't.
Oh, yeah. I guess that's true.
for the like 2 albums. And at least according to Adam, it was the first time they've ever played Philly with both Fred and John in the band.
Oh, that's kind of cool, though.
Yeah.
Like, they're not local, but they're like a Northeast band, so.
Yeah, I mean, they're from Long Island.
Yeah.
There. And Fred is from Philly or Westchester or whatever, but, know.
Yeah, he's local.
Close enough. His record labels in the area.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think it's in Westchester. It's somewhere in like Delco or something.
Okay.
But yeah, it was a real nice night for some early 2000s emo.
Nice.
Yeah, it seems like an interesting.
That's a solid lineup too.
Yeah, they have some real crazy lineups kind of going there. I forget all exactly what, but an interesting mix of different artists playing that stage over the like.
I'll have to look and see who else is going to be there.
I think one is like Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Jesus.
Yeah, it was a like eclectic but interesting mix of like notable artists. Like it's not just like, nobodies, but I guess
it's not Milli Vanilli though.
Yeah,
that's cool. Yeah, I know. I honestly like. I knew that concert was happening at whatever it's called now, not Xfinity Live. But I didn't realize like that they had like added like that outdoor section to it. Because I knew some other people that were going to the concert too. And I just assumed it was inside. Because I know it had like I think the starting line played there like last year, like inside.
That sounds very plausible for sure.
Yeah, but and it was a free concert too, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Is it stateside, as in the beverage company that owns Xfinity Live now? Or
well, they sponsor it or whatever.
Okay, okay.
I have no idea exactly.
Xfinity pulled their money out of that to put it into the larger place.
Yeah,
the new stadium that they're building.
Well, I mean, it's also the Wells Fargo Center is now the Xfinity Mobile Arena.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Which is weird. It's like Comcast owns that building and they're paying themselves to name it. I don't know what's going on exactly with that.
Oh, that is weird.
Yeah. It's like you couldn't get anybody to pay you to put their name on this. You just had to settle for your own. Said, fuck it, we'll just use it as marketing for ourselves.
Nice.
After 30 years or whatever. But yeah, and then real quick, on Sunday, I went out to a little festival in Media, PA. Actual name. But Oso Oso was the headliner.
Nice.
Teenage Halloween and Flycatcher played as well. It was a neat little thing. Just kind of in a parking lot in the middle of town there.
That's cool.
It was a nice little trip for an $8 festival thing.
If I remember, like Sunday was actually still a nice day, right?
Yeah, it was like 75 or something. So,
yeah. So like good weather to be outside for.
The summer output out in Media.
And how far is Media?
Like 40 minutes.
Okay, that's really not bad.
Yeah, no.
I thought it was close, but like I wasn't 100% sure.
Yeah, it was cool.
Nice. You guys want to talk about 12 Angry Men now?
Sure.
Yeah, let's do it.
What did you guys think?
I like the movie. I do.
Yeah.
It's a good movie. It's interesting. I know it's not my typical movie that I would like, but to be honest, I do like and find courtroom stuff very interesting. That like I think I've seen this version once before in my life. For some class. Like it was in school. I just don't remember if it was
in high school. In Collingswood, I forget what teacher, but there is a teacher that showed the original 1950 version of it.
So then it might have been that one. It might have been in high school. And I watched the 1951. It's an interesting story about like how people get to the point of whether or not somebody's guilty, and it's an interesting dive into what could go on behind the doors of a jury, of a trial, of a juror's room.
Mm-hmm.
However, I have a problem with the fact that they took the knife out of the bag.
Yeah.
That definitely wouldn't have happened.
Yeah, that would have definitely fucked up everything. Though at the same time, like if you think about it, like what's stopping jurors from doing that if there's nobody in the room to monitor them?
I'm sure that if so I have been on the jury once, but we didn't have any physical evidence, so we didn't have any evidence to check. But I'm sure if they ask to look at physical evidence, the bailiff will bring it in and show it to you, and you cannot deliberate until the bailiff leaves.
Interesting. Okay.
That's what I think. So, like,
That
in
sounds reasonable.
in an actual juror trial, like if you ask the bailiff for anything, all deliberation stops until they get you the information. You are not allowed to talk about the case until you get the answer that you're until you get the thing you're looking for, an answer to the thing you're looking for.
So I wonder though, so to my memory, this is very close to like the 1950s version. Like obviously some things are changed and updated, but like I remember like even like the knife thing, like I remember that was like a kind of a plot point in the original. So I wonder if it's like back in the 50s, like that shit wasn't as regulated, and they're just like, we're just going to do it again in the 90s, and hopefully no one calls us on our bullshit.
Oh yeah, most likely. Like, because there was I'm sure no such thing in the 50s as like fingerprinting and shit like that. They wouldn't have
Fingerprinting,
cared.
I think there was. The DNA evidence now is all fucking ruined.
And there wasn't like the fingerprints at that point too were very like matching it up by the eye. Like, you know, like if they could get it, great, but it's not like they were like scanning it into a computer and like running it against like other fingerprints.
I would also argue that like tampering of evidence at the point of trial does not do anything. At least in the 50s and 90s before like potential DNA.
Well, not entirely,
happened.
because you do still have I can't think of the word now. The thing where like if a defendant is found guilty, they can
an appeal.
Yeah, like there's still appeals.
Well, and also if they had done the hung jury and gone to a mistrial, there would have just been a new trial, and now this knife has been fucked with.
Yeah,
but there's not going to be any further investigation on the knife because all the investigation that the cops would have done on the knife are already done.
True. Yeah,
like they already have the fingerprints pulled and whatnot.
I was more thinking if the defendant's lawyer requested more discovery.
Yeah.
I mean, the defendant's lawyer could absolutely,
so.
the defendant's lawyer could absolutely have like gotten more like a better investigation on different things, and like they could have asked for like for the cops to check things. So yes, for sure. Like, but I guess at that point though, like outside of fingerprints, there's not really much. And at that point in time, but yeah, it's a good story about the fact that, and I don't know how true it is now. It may still be fairly true, but about the fact that like for a while, public defenders really didn't care. Like you even saw it in My Cousin Vinny. The public defender was like this new stumbling guy, and like that's the media's representation of them. But it's like a lot of times, like even when it was a criminal trial that I was part of, and the public defender just like it really didn't seem like they knew what they were doing, unfortunately. And we were all just like, yeah, she seemed nervous, and the bailiff was like, no, this is like she's done a ton of cases and stuff, and sometimes you do have those cases where it's like, well, there's nothing really they can do, but they have to do it, and then you have cases where like in this instance they're right, where like it looks like it's open and shut, and there's no reason to do further discovery or investigation. However, as they talked about it throughout the movie, it's obvious that more investigation should have happened, at least from the defense side.
Yeah, and I think, and you know what, I don't know if in real life, like your public defender people are actually garbage, but like that is such a common thing in just all media, books, movies, comics, television. Like if somebody gets like the public defender, 9 times out of 10, they're shit at their job. Because they don't want to do it. Because a lot of times it's like they're either lawyers that are working pro bono because of some sort of deal that their firm has, which means, you know, they're being forced to work overtime essentially with no pay. Or it's people that like legitimately like that's the best job they could find and it pays like shit and they don't want to do it.
Yeah, it's a very thankless job being a public defender because again, it's a lot of times. I'm not saying all the time, but a lot of times it is open and shut. There is like, look, did you do it? Yeah. All right. Well, there's not much we can do besides plea deal. Like, if you really want to bring this to trial, we can bring this to trial. But like, there's all this evidence stacked against you. You need to prove to me you didn't do it, or that you're guilty beyond reason, or you're not guilty. That this way I have a reason to fight. But unfortunately, sometimes the evidence is so stacked up that it's cut and dry, and there's no real reason to actually try sometimes, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
Unrelated to like the actual real world politics around, cases and all. Gotta say, Tony Danza, hell of a couple of years in like the late 90s. He went from 12 Angry Men to the garbage picking, field goal kicking Philadelphia phenomenon.
Where's Angels in the Outfield in this?
That's a few years earlier. That's like 93, 94. Yeah. But I also didn't. So TV movie wise, because this 12 Angry Men version was also a TV movie.
Oh, I did not realize that.
Yeah. That's what, and so is the Philadelphia phenomenon, where he becomes
like an ABC movie or something.
Yeah, it was like the Wonderful World of Disney, I want to say, on ABC.
Right. Yeah,
and I think he became like the punter, or maybe like the field goal kicker.
Yeah.
Because he had to kick the compactor lever on his garbage truck, so it made his he was very good at kicking. Basically the same idea as Rookie of the Year,
right?
Where the kid breaks his arm and it like heals weird, so like he can just throw a ball really hard.
Yeah.
Silly Disney movies.
Silly 90s movies. I don't think Angels in the Outfield, or not Angels in the Outfield, Rookie of the Year was Disney. There was just a lot of those kids sports movies in the 90s.
I mean, there were definitely there were 3 baseball ones, because it was Rookie of the Year, Little Big League, where it was the kid's grandfather was the owner of the major league team, and he died and left the team to the kid.
Yeah.
And he then took over coaching the team.
Yeah.
And then Angels in the Outfield, where like the kid's just a big fan and can see angels or something like that.
Yeah. And wasn't Sandlot around
Oh, true.
Yeah.
I mean, that is also 93, I want to say. I wasn't thinking of that one because that's very much like kids playing Little League. It's not even Little League. It's literally just like kids playing like a pickup game of baseball, versus the other 3 are children suddenly involved in Major League Baseball.
Yeah.
But you are right. Rookie of the Year was a 20th Century Fox movie. So now, technically Disney.
Now, technically Disney.
It all comes back to Disney.
Who's a Disney princess in that movie then?
Danny Glover.
Okay. Yep.
No, wait.
No.
I'm thinking of Angels in the Outfield.
Yeah.
Gary Busey is Rookie of the Year. He's the pitcher. Yeah, Gary Busey.
I was gonna say, God, who's Marv is like the one coach
from Daniel Stern.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, look at that. He is. I forgot he was in that movie. It's been a very long time since I've seen any of them. They were, they're not good movies, but they're like fun, like kid movies, if nothing else.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, 12 Angry Men though, like I also enjoyed it. I've never seen that version. I'd seen the 1957 version in school that one time. It is very much like the quintessential like plot for one of these movies, or like this plot format, I should say, because there's definitely like TV shows and stuff like that have essentially done the 12 Angry Men like shtick for like an episode or 2.
Oh yeah, there's so many TV shows and cartoons and whatnot have done some sort of 12 Angry Men.
I'm also pretty sure the 1990, let's call it 9, Pauly Shore movie Jury Duty. 95. I was close. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that similar like dick in that one. Oh yeah, I just brought up the Wikipedia. The film is loosely based on the teleplay 12 Angry Men. So, yeah. So, yeah, Pauly Shore movie, also 12 Angry Men. I think that one, it's like he is the guy who doesn't think the criminal is guilty. But like, rather than it being serious and I can't remember the guy. Jack Lemmon, I think, is the old guy that was like, he's not he didn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
It's Pauly Shore being Pauly Shore. So take that for what you will. Oh shit, Stanley Tucci was in that movie.
Huh.
And Abe Vigoda. Damn.
So King of the Hill had a 12 Angry Men inspired episode. Hey Arnold had a 12 Angry Men inspired episode.
Yeah.
Mork and Mindy. I don't know. Those are references to 12 Angry Men. Family Guy had a 12 Angry Men inspired episode. Yeah, there was apparently Flintstones had one.
I mean, that I'm not surprised. Like all of that, yeah. Like it is just it like that just set kind of the standard for like what you do if you have something focused on a jury and you don't want it to be just like a everybody said guilty.
Yeah.
Right.
King of the Hills was 9 Pretty Darn Angry Men was the episode title. But yeah, it's a solid movie. It's a good. I meant to look into it, but I needed to watch the state of play and stuff afterwards, so I didn't get a chance to look into it. But like, what does Legal Eagle say about this movie, if he says anything at all?
Oh yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, especially because like that's one of those weird ones where it's like this movie is very much kind of like it's based on a much older movie. Like, were either of them accurate to like the original time, to the modern time, to the time 97 one would have taken place?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, still good movie.
Yeah, I don't think he's talked about 12 Angry Men. Because it's not like full-on courtroom.
Yeah, it's just
True,
the
yeah.
jury deliberation.
It's just jury deliberations. Have either of you guys ever been on a jury?
Nope.
Lucky.
I've gone to jury duty once. Yes, I've only had to report one time.
Mm-hmm.
And I got called up once to like the courtroom, and when they were like asking if there was any reasons, like I went up there and I'm like, I was still in school at the time. I'm like, I am both in school and working an hourly rate job that will not pay me if I'm not there.
Yeah.
And they told me to go home. Well, they didn't tell me to go home. They just the lawyers dismissed me from that, but I still had to sit there for the rest of the day and do nothing.
Yeah. I for a while it was like clockwork every 3 years. Like I was called and brought in. I've been to the courthouse for jury duty at least 3 and had to sit all day twice. And then the third day was called in and had become part of the jury. And it was actually coincidental that another, like somebody that I graduated high school with was also on that jury. So he kind of like, he wasn't on the jury, but was like called up with me, and we chatted for a bit while like all the selection was happening, and me and him both get brought up into the into the jurors box, and they let him go and not me. I was like, son of a bitch, because they don't want two people who know each other to be on the jury, so they had to let one of us go.
You should have thrown out something racist.
Oh, I was trying to throw out the fact that like my half brother was in jail, and
I mean, you got to just drop something incredibly offensive, because at that point, one side, like one of the lawyers, is not going to want you.
No, see, they see past that anymore. They do.
You got to lean into it.
Yeah, and it's the whole thing every time I go, because I believe I was called up to a jury twice. The once that I was on and once that I wasn't brought in. And like the judge would say, like, look, I may let you go for this, but they may call you up for another trial that they may not. So just so you know, whatever your excuse may not work for everyone. It's not going to stop. And what the way they do jury duty now in Jersey is fucking terrible. It's, well, not really, but I don't know if you guys have been called since COVID, but it's on Monday. You have to be available to watch for virtual inauguration or whatever it is. Virtual, like, what's the word? Not inauguration. What's the word?
Orientation.
Orientation, yeah. So it's virtual orientation, and then you have to be available the rest of the week if they need you to come online, and they'll let you know at the end of every day if they need you the next day.
When was the last time you had a jury duty summons?
Like 2 years ago.
Interesting, because I had one about, I want to say it was also about 2 years ago. It might have been 3, actually. And that is not my experience at all. I just had to check the website to see if
Yes,
if my number was called, And like, if my number was called, I had to go in, and it was just that one day.
No, see, at least what they do now, you might, unless they didn't need you anymore, and they were able to assign other jurors the first day, you're supposed to check it every day until Thursday. So Monday, they'll at least the way mine was set up. Monday they called everyone in for orientation, and then they were like, "All right, you're good. You're done for the day." Tuesday, check the website at 5 o'clock to see if we need you. If not, check the website on Tuesday at 5 o'clock. Check the website Wednesday at 5 o'clock, and so on and so forth until the end of the week.
Yeah, that was not at
That's
all what happened for mine.
that's what they said for us. You're on call all week.
Yeah, no, because the way it read, I thought that was the case, and I actually called them like after I read that. I'm just like, is this all week or is it just the day? Because it says like you don't need any of us. Like I didn't have to do any orientation thing. Like like Monday, it was just like, nope, you're good. So I called to make sure, and they're like, nope, you're good. Like your number was not in the grouping. Other people have to report to do orientation.
Weird. No,
Yeah.
that's unless like yours was after COVID set up and like they changed it back up again. Mine it like might have been just that far off that like I was still under COVID protocol and you weren't or something like that. I
can
don't know.
tell you.
It was post COVID. I don't remember. It was actually within the last 2 years because I think it was with my current Menon or was it with my old Menon? I don't know.
Your old place was still Camden County, right? You weren't Gloucester County?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I was going to say, I wonder if it was a county difference, but I was like, no, I'm pretty sure he was still right on the border.
But my trial was for that I was part of the jury was a criminal case where for some reason the guy was in pain. Well, not for some. The guy was in pain, so he calls an ambulance, and the cops come with the ambulance. And if I remember correctly, the cops come when an ambulance is called. The cops come as well.
Right.
And the ambulance comes and like he's getting his stuff ready to leave, and the cops go to enter in to see what's going on as well. And I can't fully remember, but like a fight broke out between the gentleman who called the ambulance and the cops, and he ended up fighting like 6 cops. There was no at the time. At the time, there was no like body cam footage or anything like that, so there was none of that shown to us. There was all we had was word for word, basically, and it ended up coming down to like everyone was like, well, why did he call? Well, we need to know the phone call. Everyone that was on the jury was like, we need to know the phone call. Like, we need to hear the phone call for why he called 911 and why the cops showed up. And I was like, well, they told us cops show up when an ambulance gets called. If there's an emergency, if there's something like that, if somebody's injured, they need to investigate. Yeah, but we need to hear the phone call. And like, we don't need to hear the phone call. That's not part of the evidence that they provided us. So they're not going to, well, we need to ask the bailiff for the phone call. It's like, okay, so they asked the bailiff for the phone call. And we then had to sit there for 20 minutes until we get a piece of paper when they come back and says, that's not part of evidence. We don't have that. Because it's like, it's not part of it. And it ended up, and look, now knowing what I know now, I was a much different person at this time. I was very literal with this. I was like, look, here's what it is. Did this guy fight the cops? Well, yeah. Okay, so aggravated assault against a police officer. Yeah, I guess so. Do we all say guilty? Yes. All right, the next one, because it was like 4 or 5 counts of aggravated assault against a police officer. I'm like, did he fight this cop? Oh, yeah. Okay. Did he fight the next one? Yeah. So, knowing what I know now, I probably would have dealt differently. But back then, I was also, I think I was still working at McDonald's, which I wasn't getting paid for the extra time off. And I was also probably still in college. No, it might have been my office job at the time, which I was getting paid for being there. But I just didn't want to be there. So yeah, it made no sense as to why this guy called an ambulance for pain. It wasn't like he didn't think he was having a heart attack pain. It was just he had pain. He wanted judgmental walnuts over here. He wanted drugs, it seems.
Possible. Also, my last jury duty was late March of 2024. So almost exactly 2 years ago.
Okay, I think mine was longer than that. I don't know if did you look through your work calendar or something like that to find that?
I checked my email because I had requested a deferral because I was supposed to travel for work around that time. and they declined it.
I wonder if I have that.
But
2023. June of 2023.
so they may have actually changed it in that year then.
Yeah.
Like they may have you may have still been in like their COVID protocols, and then they're like, okay, never mind.
Yeah.
We're back to normal. Fuck everybody.
I wonder when it was for you, like if they were doing orientation, did you have to do, would it have been in person or would it have been
There was no virtual options
Okay.
for anything.
Yeah, it was all
The only
virtual
virtual
for
thing I
us.
had was like the paperwork I had to fill out was all virtual.
Mhm.
But if I got called in, I was going to have to go into Camden. That is the one nice thing about no longer being in Camden County. Like I still don't want jury duty, but I just have to go to like I think Woodbury.
Yeah.
Like I have to go down the street, not to fucking Camden.
Yeah.
I've
So-
been summoned for jury duty twice, and I've never left the like holding room for like where you first go when you show up.
Yeah,
Like
Yeah.
I've never gone into a courtroom.
yeah. Like this, I was at. So this was pre 2010 because, like I said, I was still in school, and I want to say I was working at Petco at the time. So it was like probably 2009 or like the early part of 2010. And yeah, like I don't remember it all that well. I just remember like being stuck in that room all day and telling them like I can't afford to be here. My job doesn't pay for this, and I'm in school.
Maybe I just, now looking at it again, it was 3 years ago. I'm probably going to get called sooner.
Probably, especially now that you've looked into it.
Yeah.
Like they've
But
got you queued up and ready.
I haven't been
I
called
think-
since fucking pre-COVID or like early COVID.
I think
I haven't even been
technically,
pre-COVID.
because I did orientation, I was part of it. And if you're part of it, like if you get called in, it's 5 years.
I don't know if
I
any of that
think.
stuff actually like still tracks or not. I feel like they
I don't know.
changed a lot of that.
I don't know.
I think
What they need to do is pay more than $7 a day.
they won't though.
That's the most important thing. They need to start paying people real money for jury duty.
Especially people that like do work hourly because like
Because yeah, and it's like, because in 12 Angry Men, like they couldn't get the air conditioner to work right away. The bailiff didn't help them. They were just the room itself looked like a disaster. And to be honest, like when we went in, they just stuck us into an empty room with a table and chairs. It's it. They want you to be as uncomfortable as possible so you can deliberate as quick as possible to get out of there.
Yep. And
It-
that actually reminds me when you mentioned the room, like it's hilarious that room, it really does like it looks like it's a room in fucking like a rat infested motel.
Yeah.
And when they're all leaving, it is the nicest marble everywhere fucking courthouse you've ever seen.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because if you're comfortable, you're less likely to deliberate as fast, and it'll take you longer, and then it'll cost the state more money because you could run deliberations up, and like it's also like, I think depending, like if depending on the trial and whatnot, like they're not going to put you up if you can't complete deliberations on like a small minor trial, but like a bigger name trial, like if you can't come up with a verdict by a certain time, they have to put you up in a hotel, and you can't talk to anybody during the time. You can't get at, like it's a lot. It's a lot. And so like they don't want you deliberating for more than like a couple of hours. So they try to put you into like the smallest, most uncomfortable rooms and stuff like that, so that it's like, all right, alls you can do is talk about this. That's it. There's no, like, there's a water cooler, there's not even coffee. The room itself is like it's not well temperature controlled. Like I remember mine, it was in the middle of summer, and like the sun was beaming right into the room the whole time. Even with the AC on, it was still warm. And yeah, you're not allowed to leave for food either. So like lunch, you end up having to order out and stuff. It's ridiculous. And they need, one thing this country needs to do is do better for jury duty to make people want to actually do it. And then if people actually wanted to do it, maybe we'd have better juries.
Yeah.
Maybe we'd have juries like we did in 12 Angry Men, where the guy's like, something just doesn't feel right. And
really, like if you really think about it, that was not a good jury because other than that one guy, every one of them didn't give a shit until hours later.
Well, no, I would counter argue that there was only one person, maybe two, on that jury that shouldn't have been there. It was the gentleman who I think is juror number two or three, who had the bad relationship with his son.
Right.
And then juror number
held out the longest.
Yeah, and then juror number 10, who was racist against Hispanics.
Right. But like, I don't mean that. I mean, like, much like today, no one actually wants to be on a jury. And like the people that do are like few and far between, I guess I should say.
Yeah.
So like everyone in that room was completely happy to go, everything looks guilty to me. Let's all just vote guilty and we all get to go home before dinner. Yeah, like no one actually cared to deliberate the case. They all just wanted to go home.
But is that a sign of a bad jury, or is that a sign of a bad defense?
I mean, I would say it's a sign of a bad jury because none of them wanted to be on the jury. They did not care about the case.
True. But they didn't care about the case because the case was cut and dry.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest. I feel like if I was picked for any jury, like I wouldn't give a shit because there is no incentive to be there. Yeah. They are fucking my entire life up because of this, and they, like they don't give anything to the people that are stuck on the jury. You're just expected to deal with it.
And that was I even said, like, knowing what I know now, if I knew it back then, maybe I would have been a little bit different when it came to my deliberations when I was on a jury. I didn't want to be there. I wanted to leave. I shouldn't have been there. And the most ridiculous part is, like, at least in Camden, when they'll get a jury of 14, but you only need 12, just in case two people have to drop out. You have to have alternates. The two that were alternates had to just sit outside the room and just sit there.
Yeah.
They weren't even allowed to talk or anything, and they couldn't bring, like, any electronics or anything, so they just had to sit there. Maybe they had a book or a magazine to read, but there's nothing that gives people reason to want to be on a jury. And as crazy as this might sound, maybe professional juries should be a thing. Or, again, just give proper funding for people who are on jury duty to have a reason to actually want to be there.
Yeah.
I forget what somebody else I've heard before has made the argument for professional juries, and I'm like, it makes sense to me.
Yeah, the people that you have who want to be there are generally the older people that are retired, don't really have much else to do, or the people that don't have anything going on. Like, to be honest, if I were called for jury duty now, with the job I have that I get paid to be there, I would have no problem being there. Back then, though, I had to take time off and not get paid for it. Yeah. I didn't want to be there. I was only getting $7 a day.
It's supposed to be a jury of your peers, but like realistically, 9 times out of 10, the jury isn't a jury of your peers because the people that would be your peers either didn't get selected by the jurors or by the lawyers, I mean, or found a way to get out of jury duty. So like the jury ends up, like you said, being like older people that are most likely out of touch with everything modern. And people that are just there because they think it'll be fun and they have nothing else to do and like no jobs to worry about.
Yeah.
Or people that got stuck on the jury that really don't want to be there because it is fucking up their week.
Yeah. And it's like it's such a pain because, like, even if somebody says, like, hey, I have a vacation planned this week. I can't let you go. I can let you go, but somebody else might call you up and might not. So you can either try it up here and I'll let you go, or who knows. It's like it should. I understand the idea at this point. Understand the idea of like calling people for jury duty, but you need to give them an out. Like, hey, I cannot do it this week. Like, I can't.
So they let you do a deferral. And it's the deferral. Like, they will let you defer it, and you can generally defer it once, and it's not usually a big deal. My problem was they literally sent me one right before I had to travel for work, and then they deferred that one, and then the next time they summons me was like a week before I was supposed to travel for work again.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm going to be out of state. Like, I cannot be here. Like, I'm like, sorry, we did it once. You're going to have to come in, and if you get picked for anything, you're just going to have to explain to them that you're traveling for work and you can't commit to anything.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, why can't you just accept that now rather than make me come to Camden for a day?
Yeah.
But
gotta love the justice system in the United States. Yeah, it's great.
But we should probably move along because it's been 45 minutes.
Yeah, well, we talked about more than just 12 Angry Men.
Oh, that's true. It's been about 40 minutes, I should say. of 12 Angry Men. But I do have a pick for our next one.
I think it's your turn, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I found this movie called The Judge. It's on YouTube. It stars Robert Downey Jr.
That was one of the movies that was on my list of movies I wanted to watch for this.
Yeah, there's somebody else in it. I'm pulling up the thing now because I found it 2 weeks ago and then promptly forgot. Vincent
Robert Duvall.
Vincent D'Onofrio is also in it. And yeah, Robert Duvall.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Jeremy Strong, if you guys have watched Succession ever. Dax Shepard, Vera Farmiga, and Billy Bob Thornton are also all in this movie. So, like, has a cast.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Yeah,
it is on YouTube. I double checked, and like it was the whole movie. So
cool.
Yeah.
Is it? I mean, I have no problem paying for it, but when I was looking on Google, it said it was a $3.99 charge.
When I looked last time, it wasn't. So I fucking hope it didn't change.
Buy or rent on Google.
Those sons of bitches.
It's all, as far as I know, and that's one of the reasons why I didn't suggest it. Is it's always been a buy or rent.
No, I literally I didn't watch the movie, but I brought it up and skipped through 2 hours of movie to make sure that it was the real movie and that it would play.
You let them know that people were interested in this. It's all your fault.
Man,
It's $3.99. I don't care. I'll pay that. I'll pay that. It's fine. I don't care.
Drew, do you mind?
Whatever. We'll figure it out.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, because I have no backup. That is some bullshit though, because like I literally sat there and like scrubbed the movie on YouTube. I'm like, this can't really be just on YouTube. And then it was. I'm just like, oh, okay then, cool. Should have picked it. I should have went before you, Drew.
Apparently.
Oh well, shit happens. But yeah, so in 2 weeks we'll watch that. And then I've been playing Lego Batman: Legacy of the Dark Knight.
Nice.
And it's been delightful. Sorry,
Yes.
Molly's dreaming and she's making all sorts of noises.
That's fine. She's allowed.
But yeah, it has been a while since I played any of the Lego games. I don't know how long, but I know I played like some of the Marvel ones on like Switch and stuff like that. And like they've always been fun games. Like they're generally not hard or anything like that, but like they're fun. There's like silly little comedy bits and Easter eggs and shit for the different like product properties that they're doing. I don't know if this is new to this Batman game or not, but they actually have difficulty settings. And I don't remember any of the ones I've played previously doing that, where they have like an easy mode that it's still the unlimited lives, but it's like enemies are basically all the entry level enemies. The special enemies are far fewer, and then your normal mode is also the infinite lives. But there's like harder enemies, like they throw in like the special enemies more often. And then they have an actual hard mode where you have a finite number of lives and everything. So like you have to actually like pay attention to what you're fucking doing and not just get destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
Which I thought was actually pretty cool. Like, cause you know, like that was always the one bummer with those Lego games is like there really was no consequence to like fucking around. If you wanted to.
Yeah.
But other than that, like it's an open world game. Like there's no hub or anything. Once the intro to the game is you actually start as child Bruce Wayne and with your parents and they do the scene where the parents get murdered. And then it cuts to like Bruce as like a teen or not a teen, like in let's say early 20s something before he's like gone off to be Batman, getting in like a fight with some like thugs, and then he goes off to become Batman and like does like the League of Shadows thing and then comes back and finds the cave under the house and like becomes Batman. And so far I've seen them pulling stuff from Batman 89, the Batman Begins era, and then the newest the Batman, like the Rob Pattinson one. So Jack Napier, who is the Joker in Batman 89, Jack Nicholson's character, he is the guy that kills the Waynes. And he says the "Have you ever danced with the devil in the pale moonlight" line in that scene. And then when Bruce before Bruce goes to become Batman, he meets Ra's al Ghul. And Ra's is very much like the classic like comic book cartoon style, like with like the kind of like poofy hair with like the gray in the temples, and he wears like the green cloak cape thing and stuff. But his introduction is the Taken line, like Liam Neeson, where it's like I have a very unique set of skills, like that the thing that he says in the movie on the phone in Taken. And then you go off to like Nanda Parbat and you do all like the training as Batman, or to become Batman, I should say. And then when you come back and you're actually Batman is when it kind of like pseudo transitions to the Batman style, where Gordon is definitely modeled after Jeffrey Wright from the Batman. And so is Catwoman. You see her, Drew, you probably haven't seen it, but Rich, you've seen the Batman, right?
Yes.
So you know the bit where you go to, I want to say it's Falcone's like warehouse club thing, and you kind of like fight through there and all that. And Falcone is John Turturro, the guy from like the Transformers movies and Mr. Deeds and all.
Yeah.
You basically do that whole segment, but with like silly Lego shticks in there. With Gordon, like Gordon is your ally character through the whole thing that you're switching between, because he's got skills that Batman doesn't to do certain things, like those Lego games have. But like Selena Kyle works there, just like in the movie. And you see Penguin, and Penguin actually looks a little bit like Danny DeVito. He's kind of like that themed, like with the pointy teeth and everything. But you end up doing the car chase scene with him, like they do in the Batman. And then from there, you actually go to Wayne Tech, and they jump back into like Batman Begins, where you go meet Lucius in like Applied Sciences, I think it was called in the movie, where he's basically working in the basement with all the prototypes and shit. But I messaged you guys about this yesterday when I hit the scene. When you go in the Wayne Tower, you change out of your Batman suit and change back into Bruce Wayne, and he puts his business card on the counter. And as he walks away, this dude who looks like he's out of like the 80s comes running up. He's like, "Oh, look at that business card. Is that eggshell? Look at this card stock," just like in American Psycho.
Yeah.
And like as the scene plays out, this guy is just in the background freaking out over the business card, which I thought was fun. Like they're not just pulling in little Batman references; they're pulling in references from like other movies that like the characters or the people that played these characters were in. But otherwise, like it plays surprisingly well. Like it's a Lego game, but like the combat feels really good. It's kind of Arkham-y combat, like or Spider-Man combat, where you're just punching with square. But then I'm using the PlayStation buttons because I just know those off the top of my head. Circle is like your like roll away dodge, and then triangle is your counter. So guys will come running up to you, and you'll see the little indicator. You hit triangle, and you'll quickly like counter whatever they're doing, and like change your focus to them. You have your bat gadget, so you can just like quick throw batarangs at people. You build up a little meter that you can then unleash like a special and knock somebody out right away. Like the combat actually feels like surprisingly good. Like I feel like the Lego games are usually just kind of like you just kind of like button mash your way through them. But this one gives you enough like, you actually can like dodge out of the way, and there's some dudes with shields that you actually want to do like the little dodge into them, so Batman flips over them and you can attack them from behind moves. So far the only like true unlock character I've gotten is Gordon. I have had Talia as like an ally, and Alfred as an ally, who Alfred is very much like keyed after Michael Caine. Just on like his delivery of his lines, like the accent he uses, he's definitely supposed to be like the Michael Caine version of Alfred. But those guys weren't like playable the way Gordon has been. And Gordon he's got guns, but his guns don't shoot bullets. One of them is like a sticky gun, like it shoots like a blob of like bubble gum at things, and it can like incapacitate enemies and also like gum up gears and stuff like that for like some of the puzzles. And his second gun he gets is like a ricochet gun, like it shoots like a rubber bullet that bounces around off of things. And then I just unlocked the ability to glide. So that's one of the things when you go see Lucius, you're trying to do one thing, but he literally has the line about the like the static fabric that can be like molded to fit any shape. That in Batman Begins, it's what he uses as his like cape material to glide. So you unlock that, and then you and Gordon both get the ability to glide through the city, which is fun. And you have the Batmobile like right from the start. As soon as you get to the city, the whole thing is open. Random crimes happen, and you get like police bulletins outside of just like your story missions. And there are like hidden things around the city. Like there's a bunch of Joker missions. I'm sorry, not Joker, Riddler missions that I've been doing. There's like treasure chests and different things to find to unlock upgrades. The Batmobile actually it's kind of fun to drive around because it's Lego, so like you run things over and knock things over and they just explode. And Gordon's like, "Are we gonna have a problem here?" But I actually found that traversing the city just as Batman is more fun. And that was before I got the ability to glide. I was just the grapple is actually just really good in that game, and it almost feels like swinging through like New York as in Spider-Man. Because you can kind of just grapple to a point, and as you're flying to a point, just kind of move the analog stick so that you focus on something else. And as soon as the R or L1 prompt appears, immediately shoot the grapple again and start moving to like the next point. You don't even have to land on any of the points before you can move on to the next one. So it's just like it's a fun way to get around the city, and yeah, I've been having a blast with it.
Nice. Yeah. It makes me think of when I played Lego City Undercover on stream. It was a very open world. You can just
I forgot that game.
Do whatever you want. Yeah.
Yeah, I never played that one, but I forgot that was also like an open world Lego game.
Yeah, I think they've started like leaning that way because I have Marvel City of Heroes, Lego Marvel City of Heroes or something like that I got on the PS4 that my brother bought for me that I sat down to play once, and I was just like, I don't like this. But it was very open world and very just do whatever you want kind of situation.
Interesting.
I think they were like leaning more on the open world. I don't play a lot of Lego games though, so I don't know.
Same, like I haven't played enough of like the more recent ones to know for sure. But I know like the old like Jurassic World and Star Wars and like Marvel stuff, it was usually and Indiana Jones, they were generally like there was either a hub that you kind of went through or like the story just carried you from mission to mission, or you were playing like movies by the level. Mm-hmm. So like you'd go into Star Wars and you'd start episode 1 and there would just be levels throughout episode 1 that you would play, and then it would dump you back into like the hub world where you'd pick which episode you wanted to go to next.
Yeah.
But this one just being kind of like it has, you know, let's say hour and a half intro where it is linear and like you're going through like the training and all. And then as soon as you're back in your Batman, like it's just like here's an entire section of Gotham just open to you. You do 2 missions there and it unlocks the next section of Gotham to go explore. And there's fast travel tunnels all over the place that there's just a puzzle to unlock them. So like I found one that I spent a lot of time, like probably too much time trying to figure out before I finally did look to see if I needed like a different character for it. And it turns out that I actually need a different character to do the puzzle. That is probably my one complaint. I know the older Lego games, if you got up to something like that and like a certain thing needed a different character's ability, it would like do like a little like icon above it that's either showed you like a question mark or like the outline of the character if you hadn't unlocked them already, or it would just show you the character if you did have them unlocked. And this doesn't do that, at least where I'm at now. Like I got to a thing and I tried absolutely every combination of stuff I could and nothing worked. And then I looked and it turns out you need Catwoman. And for whatever reason, her whip, you can use it to like whip a dial instead of any of the other tools you have. But it's still like I've been having a great time with it.
Nice.
Yeah. Cool. And the voice acting is really good. Like everything is actually really good in this game.
Mm-hmm.
And the commercial uses Kissed by a Rose, which I think is just fucking hilarious.
I mean,
that is good.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's Lego Batman. It's great. Legacy of the Dark Knight specifically. I don't know about the other Lego Batmans. I never played any of them, but this one, real good. How about that Nintendo Direct, Sony State of Play?
I liked it. There was a lot of good stuff in it.
It was actually really solid. Like even the stuff that I'm just like I'm never gonna play that. I'm like that actually it looks good though, and people are going to like it. Like the I'm jumping way into it, but there was that dinosaur game that is not for me at all.
Oh,
I feel like that is just you. That game is you.
I'm getting it. I know I'm getting
Wild.
it. I'm definitely getting it. The Lost Wild True Fear Primal. I saw that. I was like, oh my god, I need this. I definitely need this. Yeah, there's a lot. It was interesting to actually see like some gameplay of Tomb Raider: Legacy of Atlantis.
Yeah.
Um, I was shocked to see like Ace Combat 8. Like, I don't think we've seen an Ace Combat game in a long time.
I want to say 7 was like 7 years ago.
Yeah.
Feels right.
We got more like a bit of a story stuff for Control Resonant, which we've known about
2019.
Control Resonant for a while. Yeah, so what, 7 years almost?
Yeah.
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 Control Resonant got more of that. Some season 2 for Marathon.
I forgot about Control Resonant. Like, I forgot that was coming until they did the trailer. And I was
Same.
when that trailer came on in particular, like I was like in the middle of like getting dinner stuff together. So like I kept like looking away from the thing, and I look back, I'm like, oh, this looks like Control. And then like it finished, I'm like, oh shit, right, they're making a sequel to Control.
Yeah. I mean, there's two big things that they showed, in my opinion, at the very beginning and the very end. So like I'm jumping around to skip those to talk about them last.
I was doing the same thing. Actually, I thought Stuntman Hollywood looked fucking awesome, and I'm curious about that game.
Yeah, I was intrigued. Like at first I thought it was just like I wasn't paying 100% attention. I was doing work and stuff while I was watching it today. And like at first I was like, "Oh, Gran Turismo, it's cool." And then like I started hearing like the Knight Rider theme. I was like, "Why is that fucking Knight Rider?"
Well, see, that's what's funny. I was also not 100% paying attention while watching it, and when I happened to look up, it was during the Knight Rider segment, and I'm like, "Oh shit, they're making a Knight Rider game."
I thought that initially too. Yeah.
Then I looked away, and then it was the DeLorean, and I'm like, "Wait, what the fuck?"
Yeah, it was.
And then it was like, "Oh, it's Stuntman." Wow,
Yeah.
okay.
There hasn't been a stuntman in a long time.
The PS2 probably.
Yeah.
I was actually watching the Giant Bomb stream for it because that was just honestly like I had kind of forgotten until 5 o'clock, and when I opened up YouTube, that was the first like live stream that popped up. So I'm like, cool, I'll just watch this one.
Yeah,
and like those guys were just like, is this stunt? Like after it, initially they thought it was going to be Knight Rider, and then as soon as it transitioned from Knight Rider before it got to Back to the Future, they were just like, is this Stuntman? Are they bringing Stuntman back? Yeah. And then the DeLorean and the Back to the Future theme happened, and they're just like, oh, this is Stuntman. And then like the title played, and I'm just like, oh shit, I forgot that was even a game.
Yeah,
but it looks cool.
Yeah. There was. Let's see if I can find it. Kimori.
Oh, that game actually looks really cool.
Yeah, Kimori Hunt the Unseen. I knew you'd be into it, Cobb. Very anime Japanese third person, up to 3-player co-op, like fight enemies game. It looked really cool. I liked the art style.
It's the designer. She was the one at E3 in like 2018 that showed off Ghostwire Tokyo. She was originally from that studio. That left that studio before the game released and started up her own. And I guess this is the game from that.
Yeah.
And like it looks cool.
Yeah. It's unfortunate that Marathon is an extraction shooter, because I'd be interested to play that. But I just don't want to play with people.
Ill looked incredibly fucking visceral.
Yeah, Ill was like I think I going through this list of games, when I saw Ill, I was like, what the fuck is Ill? And like I remember watching it, but I completely forgot about it. I was like, this just it looks wild, but it also just looks like a psychological horror that's just not gonna click with me.
Yeah.
Like it gave me what was that fucking game that I played this year? During Halloween.
I don't remember. That was too long ago.
I'm looking it up right now. Let me get to my Twitch channel.
Well, while you're doing that, just to jump back to Tomb Raider for a minute, like I actually thought that Tomb Raider looked pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like I know Rich, like you're not the biggest fan of the idea of them just remaking a game that is still like playable.
So
but like
it's I'm more of an okay level for say Tomb Raider, even though they just remastered it. The original Tomb Raider came out in the 90s. Like, to remake it from ground up. Like, I'm down for a remake than I am a remaster for sure. But when it came to Resident Evil 4 remake, I was like, that wasn't really necessary because they remastered it and released it for every fucking console.
We had talked about this back when you played through the original Tomb Raider, and I know like you're just like it seems silly to do this when they just remastered it, but like seeing this, like this looks like a combination of the 2013 series with the original, and like I'm interested.
It's a ground up remake of the original story, which like it looks so much better than like if you were to play the remaster now, even though it came out last year or the year before, like you don't really get much of the story. Like it's like I missed a lot from playing it. This is like, and not to say that I didn't have fun playing it. It was more nostalgia than anything else. This actually like looks really solid to play. As long as you're not killing 17,000 fucking humans, I'm gonna be down for it.
I mean, they're dinosaurs and tigers.
Well, they were in the first one.
That's what I mean. Like just like the first one, this game has dinosaurs and tigers.
It was the Evil Within is what I was thinking as well. Like,
okay. Yeah.
I feel like Ill is going to be very Evil Within coded and just be very psychological horror and just not make sense to me.
That's fair. The two other things that actually like jumped out as me as like interesting, aside from like the two big ones, I actually thought that Silent Hill Townfall looked cool. Because it almost looks like it's in this blurb, Firewatch. It's like Firewatch but an actual horror game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then so like I'm interested to see more of that. And then Until Dawn 2. Like, I really liked the first Until Dawn, and I liked what the other game Supermassive did, like, in the Dark Pictures anthology. This isn't Supermassive, so, like, that's my only sort of, like, minor hesitation is, like, all right, this is not the studio that did all those games, like, so I'm curious, like, if... And I don't know if the studio that is doing them is, like, made up of people from the original team or something like that, or if it really is just, like, whoever owns the Until Dawn... IP was just like, hey, we're just gonna assign this to a bunch of people and call it a studio.
Yeah.
Though at the same time, like something similar happened with Life is Strange, where Don't Nod did not make the direct follow up, which was the prequel. Deck 9 did, and I think Deck 9 did a better job with that prequel than Don't Nod did with some of the sequels they did. So, could go either way.
Can you buy Until Dawn?
Yeah, I think they even released it on PC.
Because I do remember for a while you couldn't buy it. Okay, it is on Steam. Okay, yeah, that was like the one thing that was going through my head when the trailer was going. Like once I realized it was Until Dawn, or at least in that wheelhouse, I was like, can you get Until Dawn though? Like I'm pretty sure like they stopped selling it on the PlayStation Store for a while. Like it was only a PS3 game for a while, or PS4, whatever it was. And like you couldn't, they then took it off. But yeah, it is. On
they did like they did like a one of their remasters for it. But like that game, like Until Dawn was actually for the type of game that it was such a good job. Like they really did an incredible job with that. And I'm hoping that this one like hits some of those same points. Like in the trailer, there's the one bit where you have like that option to either just jump off the cliff by yourself or push your friend with you. And it appears if you push your friend, you push him onto rocks and he dies. So
yeah.
The nice thing with that is like playing that game, you may never actually get that scene. Like just depending on how other things go and where your characters are whenever that thing happens in the game, like that just might not happen. Because I remember I watched a playthrough of Until Dawn after I had played it, and that playthrough was 100%. Everything was different than my playthrough. Like so many people died early for them that like they basically played a different game than I did.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm looking forward to that one too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't believe we're getting a Rayman Legend remake.
Rayman Legends. Oh, jeez.
Right.
It looked good. Like the art style and animation looked good. I liked it. I probably won't get it, but I liked it.
Yeah, like it looked cool, but also it's a PS4 game, so like it's still in theory playable.
Yeah.
There's
expansion for the Marvel fighting game. We don't really have to go into that much, but Marvel Tokon, there's a DLC for a couple of new characters. And then they opened the show with Wolverine. And Bob, you're right. That is one of the goriest openings of a show I've ever seen in my life.
Like that game is so bloody, but it's like it's comedically bloody. Like it is
So,
not gory or anything. Like the amount of blood is just it's funny.
so my question when it comes to Wolverine in general, not just the game, but Wolverine, is he an anti-hero?
Um, in a lot of
Uh,
it depends. It depends on the media. When he is part of like the actual X-Men teams, um, he's definitely more like hero mentor. Generally when he's part of a team, I guess you could say, is he's more like hero mentor because like he inevitably gets paired up with like the teen characters. Like he has like a history of like protecting like Kitty and Jubilee and a couple other
Mhm.
characters and like training them. But then like his like little moniker is he's the best there is at what he does. But what he does isn't very nice, like because
Yeah,
he kills. Like
yeah,
he is a killer. Like he
yeah.
kills the bad guys.
Because
Um,
like I've been watching my way through the Marvel movies, and it makes you realize like how many people actually die over the course of these movies from the good guys. Like I just watched The Winter Soldier, and Nick Fury killed a bunch of people.
oh yeah, they
But
don't
like,
talk about all the death.
what's that?
They don't talk about all that death.
No, like there's a lot, and like they fucking crashed a helicarrier into a building. There was people that died in that building for sure. But so it's like, yeah, the main heroes don't kill, but then like the side characters do, and it's like Wolverine is a character that you always associate with like the X-Men, which in most mainstream media are a team that don't really kill. The comics probably different otherwise.
No, I mean
But
like
like it,
in most cases, like the X-Men don't kill people.
yeah,
Like even during the Krakoa era, like that was one of their laws. Like you don't kill.
yeah,
Wolverine was generally the exception, and like generally like when it comes to like X-Men team books, if there's a team book where people are doing like the stuff that the others won't do, Wolverine is almost always on that team, and it's usually the X-Force books.
mhm,
Deadpool is also usually like an honorary member of that team, even though he's not
yeah,
technically a mutant. But yeah, like Wolverine definitely falls like depending on the type of book. He could definitely fall in that anti-hero category, Corey, but not in the same way that like the Punisher is. Like the
yeah,
Punisher is out to kill. Wolverine kills because he has to. Like
yeah.
Wolverine like in this trailer, like all the people Wolverine killed, they were not going to have a conversation with him. It was kill them or
It was kill or be killed, and they were all mercenaries. They knew that what they were getting into when they signed up for it. So, like, I get it, but it's also at the same time they are now murderers. Like, he murdered a bunch of people, but no one's gonna do anything. It's because this is a fictionalized world where you can just go on a rampage and kill a bunch of mercenaries, and no one's gonna do anything about it.
well, I mean they also kidnapped a bunch of children. So
Yeah, the mercenaries kidnapped a bunch of children. But yeah, it looked really good. It was. I wish we got to see if there was potentially more interaction between like Wolverine and Jean.
So from what I saw on like from reading up and everything, like the X-Men do not exist in this universe. So he might not actually know Jean
I
necessarily.
Not interaction in a sense of him knowing them. Interaction in the sense of like her doing stuff and him reacting to it to kill more people. Like we saw it
Oh,
once or
okay.
twice where like she lifted someone, but like is there going to be a possibility where potentially you play through the game, you encounter other heroes, and possibly interact with the heroes in a way to kill them? Like if say you run into Cyclops and you can do something with fighting against enemies using your claws and his blades and stuff like that. Like interaction in that sense, not interaction in like acknowledgement. Because you could tell in the trailer that they didn't know each other. It's wild that he has this costume if they don't know each other and there's no X-Men. But still, like you could tell that they didn't really know each other. But isn't Spider-Man also Insomniac?
Yeah, so he exists in the universe. They did
Okay,
confirm
so
that.
this is all one single universe. Yeah. That was the other question I was gonna have. Is like, is this one single universe? I wasn't sure. Um, Also, I just got to point out, and I know it's going to be very, like, not scripted, but very minimal, but his clothes were ripping when he was getting big hits. And that's just great. However, the clothes repair between load screens, and that's a pain in the butt.
Yeah.
Like, I love that the clothes ripped with him taking damage with like an explosion or like he took damage to the side of the arm or something, but like they wasn't getting bullet holes. But then the scene changed and he had his full uniform again, his full costume. I was like, that's cool, but also that's annoying. You should just not have the clothes rip then if that's how it's gonna be.
Yeah, I did like that. Like the one time it was ripped, it was basically there to show us the healing factor.
Yeah, yeah.
And I am glad that they are acknowledging the healing factor by like his health just slowly regenerates.
His health slowly regenerates, or if you go down to 0 health, you actually get like a little mini game to force the healing faster.
Yeah. And like it looks like, you know, he is just kind of he is just normal as far as like, you know, if he gets shot, like it causes damage. So it seems like at least in that particular part of the trailer, anytime he was getting hit, he was taking like heavy damage. Like his health dropped a lot to only like regen slowly, which I thought was kind of cool.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure there's probably a mechanic because the game's not going to be constant fighting. You're going to be traveling through the level, whereas like between fights, you'll probably recover faster.
And I'm sure there's going to be like investigation stuff because Wolverine does have like tracking and things like that.
Yeah.
So like,
they just had to show the combat. They had to show like what the game's core gameplay was going to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it looks really good. It looks and then if you guys don't have anything else about that, we can move on to the last thing, which was like the first 20 minutes.
It was so long. It was so much.
It was 20 minutes, the first 20 minutes of God of War Laufey, which follows the God of War Norse trilogy, or not trilogy, series, but you're playing as Laufey, who is Kratos' wife, and Loki, or Atreus' mom.
So in the game, her name is Faye.
Her name is Faye. I think her name is Faye because she didn't want people to know who she was.
But yes, but it's the same way Atreus is called Atreus in these games, even though we find out he's Loki at the end of the first one. Like in this game, I think she actually even refers to herself as Faye.
Yeah. And it looked really, really solid. I love the minimal HUD effect that they were having in this game, in this trailer. Like you don't actually, it's just clean. And again with the other God of War Norse games, it's all one shot. Like there's no cuts, which I love about those games. And yeah, it looked great. Apparently, the creator of God of War hated the trailer.
Oh, David Jaffe?
Yeah.
Well, he hated all the games that Santa Monica has done without him.
He said
he is very much the games I made that were just sex and violence are what these games are supposed to be.
He was mad about it because he was like, if you just wanted to make a fantasy game, you should have just made a fantasy game and not. And I think he's just hating on it because it's a woman lead and he's a neckbeard.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And like, I appreciated that in this game, the first thing she does is puts on fucking armor that actually covers her.
Yeah.
She said that to Erica. I'm just like, it's weird. Like a female in a game, like put on things to cover herself.
Yeah.
Also, there's a fucking gelatinous cube companion.
Yeah, who was the voice for the gelatinous cube? I can't remember.
The Jack Quaid from The Boys.
Yeah, that's it. I saw that.
And then Faye is Deborah Ann Woll from Daredevil and True Blood.
I love Deborah Ann Woll. I think she's a great actress. I think she's like an awesome person in general. I try to watch as many, if not all, of the projects she's in when I can, like any of the D&D stuff she's in. Like I still need to watch a new season of Daredevil, but like I try to watch everything she's in because I genuinely think she's an incredible actress in person. And when I found out that she was in this, I was like, oh man, I'm buying it just for that. Like I'm excited. But yeah, gelatinous cube, talking ribbons on a magical sword.
That I will say that the sword is my one complaint because they immediately just make that sword to be kind of like the Blades of Chaos.
Well, I mean, it's the ribbons on the sword that are like it's a little different. Like I
No,
get
I
what
mean,
you're
like
saying.
combat wise, she literally at one like she is attacking from a distance by like shooting the sword by and holding the ribbons. Like it, that like like it's a different character. It's not Kratos. Let's like change up the combat, and like they do a little bit. Like it's only one, obviously, and she also has magic is like her other thing. But I just wish they would have just kept it as like regular melee combat, or maybe given her different weapons as the game progressed, rather than magic sword that also does like the fucking chain thing that the Blades of Chaos did.
Yeah.
I'm very curious to see if the cube stays a cube, or if that is some sort of like misdirection that they did in the trailer, kind of like they did in the Infinity War Avengers trailer, where they show Hulk, and in the actual movie, the Hulk's never in any of the battles. It's Banner in the Hulkbuster suit.
It's gonna be a cube, at least for the beginning of the game. But it's probably gonna be just a gelatinous cube. Like I don't think
Just think it would be hilarious if like it was something else, or like if like a couple hours in it changes, because like in 2018 and Ragnarok, you got the head as like your like talking companion. So now you have a cube as your talking companion, and it's just fucking weird and goofy.
Well, you have it's so in Ragnarok, you had Mimir, and then you also had Atreus, and in this one,
but Atreus was just fucking annoying.
You have a gelatinous cube, which is basically Atreus, and then you have the ribbons on your sword, which is basically Mimir.
That's that's fair. But I love that the cube fights too.
Yeah. I thought I'm sure there's going to be some ways to make that like. Because you were able to kind of call in Atreus when you were fighting and have him like shoot his arrows and stuff. I'm sure there's going to be something with that with the cube. Yeah. I loved it though. I thought it looked great. I'm very interested to see. Like, I'm curious as to know who these villains are, because this is like the
underworld, or the underworld, whatever. Afterlife. Afterlife is the word I was looking for. Everybody.
It's the afterlife of the gods, which like so in Norse mythology, everyone goes to hell unless you die in battle. If you die in battle, you go to Valhalla.
Right.
So like obviously she, as far as I know, she didn't die in battle.
No.
So she would have gone to hell. So but I guess it's different because she's a god, but even the gods go to hell or Valhalla in Norse mythology. So obviously they're taking liberties from this. Maybe she's not actually, like, maybe she's a god from a different pantheon, and that's why she went.
Or maybe she's not, like, dead. Because, like, the blurb for this actually does say, like, she wakes up in the afterlife of the gods known as Everwen. So different from the Norse stuff. And she's surrounded by different gods from many different pantheons.
Yeah. So, like,
which makes me wonder if we're going to run across some of the Greek stuff that Kratos killed in the original games.
It very much could be. Like, it gets muddy because, like, he like killed their souls as well, or something like that. So, like, it really would get muddy, whether or not you encounter those gods. Was Athena mentioned, or didn't he visit Athena in 2018 God of War?
You leave to go, like, you basically travel all the way back to the beginning and then some to get the Blades of Chaos, because you just have the axe earlier. You have not Mjolnir.
Yeah. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see, like, the other, because even the two main villains looked like they were obviously from two different pantheons themselves.
Yeah, so one looked like it was from like an Egyptian one, and the other one, that like the fire tiger, looks something very like Asian-y.
Asian, like either the like India area or China specifically, like either
somewhere
India
on
or Chinese
of Asia.
Yeah. So I was like, I want to know who these two are, and I'm very curious as to see what they do about this to bring it all together. To, like, maybe they'll actually explain how he went from Greece to Norse. Like, maybe what they did and how she died is how he was able to jump pantheons, basically. Because at the end of God of War, uh, God of War 3, the entire world is basically destroyed because he killed the gods. And the gods were attached to different parts of the world. So he basically left the world in shambles after killing all of the gods.
But only in the Greek part of the world.
But only in the Greek part of the world. So, like, did he find a way to jump to different worlds, and that's how it goes, and that's how he's in the Norse area. Like, I'm very,
Yeah,
I, I can't, I'm excited for this, and it makes me want to get, Ragnarok and play it. I've been wanting to play through 2018 again, because I absolutely loved that game.
I really liked 2018. I played through all of 2018. I got Ragnarok and like fell off of it pretty quick because it just felt like more of 2018 rather than like an actual successor to it, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it wasn't bad. It was just like, well, this is the same game I played 5 years prior. Like, they didn't really add anything all that interesting to like the first, like, I want to say 7 or 8 hours of the game. So I'm just like, I just kind of fell off of it. But like, this one makes me interested to maybe like go back, finish that one, and like play this when it does eventually release.
Yeah.
But yeah, anything else you guys want to say about any of that?
No. I think it's a very, very solid state of play.
Yeah, and this weekend is Summer Games Fest, so it's their primary stream, and then the 3 or 4 others that kind of like piggyback off of it. I believe Xbox has something coming up. There's a rumor for Nintendo Direct, I think, next week.
On the 9th, I believe, is the rumor for that. There's, Summer Game Fest on Friday at 5 Eastern.
Wholesome Games Direct on Saturday.
Wholesome Games. There's the Future Game Show Summer on Saturday as well. So yeah, we are expecting Monster Hunter expansion content on Friday.
Okay.
That's what I'm expecting. It's what a couple of us are expecting, or at least me and one other are expecting, because it really makes sense. If I believe they said the expansion's coming out this winter. So if not now, then it'll be Tokyo Game Show, which isn't until September, which would be dumb, because then if it's not until Tokyo Game Show, then like they give us information right before it releases, so it would have to be now.
Right. But I think that'll probably be a show for this week.
Yeah.
So if you would, cool. So if you'd like to find more of our content, you can head over to www.one-quest.com. You can also help us out by supporting us at patreon.com/onequest. If you can't support us there with $8, you can go to your favorite podcast platform, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Spotify, rate us, review us, subscribe to us. All of those things help. You can also find us on social media, facebook.com/onequestonline or at @one_quest on Instagram and Twitter. And Blue Sky is at one-quest.com. You can also find us on YouTube, youtube.com/onequestvideo. And our email is social@one-quest.com. And then, Rich, what does your streaming look like?
Twitch.tv/B_1. That's where I'm video game streaming Mondays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays for the month of June. Because I have things to do every Tuesday. Right now, really the only thing to push and promote is this Saturday, the 6th, is my 5-year stream anniversary. You can maybe make me eat bugs if you come follow me and haven't followed me before. And you can
follow you and refollow you to make you eat bugs.
It's not going to work. It's not going to work because I'm going to know it.
Can I make a dummy account and follow you from that?
I would rather you not, because that's false followers, and that defeats the purpose. But yeah, you can by donations and things like that. Donations, bits, and subs all go towards making the challenge harder for me in playing Hollow Knight and potentially Silksong, depending on how much we raise. Every $1 is a life. Every X amount of lives increases the challenge. So basically, until we get 10 lives, I just kind of gotta just play the game until I die 10 times, or that many times. And then once we reach 10 lives, I have to do the 12 boss run, which is fighting and defeating specific 12 bosses to beat the game. If we get more lives, then that'll unlock the 25 bosses, or fighting everything. But if I run out of lives at any time, y'all got 15 minutes to get me more lives, or else the event's over, whether I complete the challenges or not.
Didn't you have a certain amount where you just hit unlimited lives?
I decided to take that out. Mostly because the situations that would be the hardest part and that I was most concerned with, specifically like the Path of Pain and the Pantheon of challenges. Those technically, if you die, you don't actually die because they're in a dream. You just get kicked out of the dream. So I don't need. If I die on those, it doesn't count as a death.
So is it still like $100-ish, and you kind of have to play through everything?
Where is Let me find it real quick.
And that would be like 100 lives, essentially.
Essentially, yeah. Let me find the menu. I posted it on my Discord. But yeah, so 110 lives would be everything in Hollow Knight. So $110, give or take. Depending, it's like $110, or like if it's all done in subs, it's 20 subs. But it's $100 donated, or 100, or like 10,000 bits if it's all done in bits. It's like it's across all of it.
Yeah.
And then from that point to play Silk Song, we need to actually go to 150 before we unlock Silk Song Act 1.
Okay.
And then, but again, like I may lose all 110 lives before I start doing any of the harder shit, or I may run out of lives while doing some of the harder shit.
Right.
So this is why, like, every time I play Hollow Knight, the event's going to be ongoing until I beat the game or run out of lives. There are bonus goals. If we get 25 subs in total, I'll play the Resident Evil 4 remake. If we get 10,000 bits in total, I'll play Space Marine 2. Both games revolve around bugs. And if we get $100 donated in total, I'll do... last year I did chat builds Demon Souls. This year I'll do chat builds Bloodborne. There are bug monsters in Bloodborne, so like that's how I'm justifying that one. Plus, I just want to do a chat builds Bloodborne. I think it would be fun.
Cool.
Because there can be some stupid builds. And then yeah, if you follow me, if we reach certain levels of hype trains, if we reach certain viewer goals, I'll eat barbecue flavored roasted crickets. I also have a mix of cookie mix that has ground up crickets in it. So if I can't get myself to eat the crickets beyond 1 or 2 crickets, I will definitely be eating the cookies. But I will be eating bugs in some way, shape, and form throughout this.
Okay.
If you guys make me. Donations will be through my Ko-fi link, which will be linked during the stream. I'm only going to be streaming on Twitch and YouTube, not on TikTok, just because that's too much to track. And I'll be streaming for like 8 hours each day, and I can only track the chat on my phone for TikTok, so I'm just not going to do it.
That's fair.
Yeah. So it's going to be a lot of fun. It's if we reach upwards of $200 or more, I have to play through basically all of Hollow Knight, all of Silk Song, and then run some attempts at the Iron Soul mode in Silk Song, which is the permadeath mode. So if we reach $200 and I can get to that point in under 200 deaths, I'll have to do everything and then do Iron Soul, and then every 10 lives beyond 200 adds an additional attempt I have to make into Iron Soul, on top of the additional lives I have to continue playing the event. So there's a lot we can do, and money that I get from this is going to help me potentially get a better capture card, or a laptop, or a Switch 2, so that I can get other games for you guys to play. We'll see.
Nice.
Or maybe even a new monitor or something, or upgrade my PC. I don't know. It's all going to go back to the stream, hopefully, most likely.
You got options.
Yeah.
But with that, we'll be back next week with something else to talk about. Thanks for listening. Bye.
See ya.
Bye.